I have decided to go live again. I won't be on long. I just want to talk about a few things. I'm a little frustrated with this being here in this realm, but I do believe I might have chosen to come here because of who I am. A lot of things have been created that was not supposed to be created. So I do believe me and my not even God form, I was beyond the God, chose to come here in a much lesser form to clear a lot of things up. I'm a little frustrated because I have to stop being impatient with how long it's going to take, which is not going to take long at all. It's not going to take long at all to clear it up. But I'm annoyed because I'm going to be so bored. Well, no, I'm not going to be bored because I'm going to be learning a lot. I'm going to be learning a lot, learning stuff that I already knew because I came here in a lesser form, not using 100% of my brain. And so I have to relearn stuff that I already know. Anyway, hello, hello. I want to talk about a few things, nothing really important. Uh, I was listening to a lady talk about how she had to bury her mother and she got fired from her job because she had to take off time to bury her mother. And what happened was she said that she was only working there for 3 weeks, so it was a new job. And then her mother died. And so she needed time off to take care of everything because she was the only child. So she was responsible for taking care of everything. And then she needed another 1 to 2 to 3 days off to deal with the probate court and all of this stuff that she have to handle because she's the only person that can do it, that can take care of everything, right? And she showed when she got a text from her job talking about, this isn't going to work out for us. I'm sorry, about your mom's passing. But at the end of the day, this is a business. Okay. And she said that she saw red when she saw that. But yeah, I would see red too, even though I understand it because see, the thing is this is what we have to see. I'm going to say why I would understand why these people did what they did. Well, they don't have a heart. And even if they did have a heart, a business is a business. You can't mix business with spirit. You can't expect the business to think like the Most High. You're going to have to choose whose side you're on. And a lot of times, you're not supposed to have to work to survive. Does that make sense? Even in this false world, because it is hell, but even in hell, you shouldn't have to work to survive. Everything should be for free. You have everything you need that you don't have to work for. You shouldn't have to work to pay for somewhere to stay. You shouldn't have to work to pay a light bill. Lights should be free. You shouldn't have to pay a water bill. Water is abundant. Why you have to pay for that? Water should be abundant. Why are you paying a water bill? Water is abundant. It should be free. But you got some controlling type of entities that want to hoard everything, that want to hold on to everything, to control everything. So the way to get around that is that you have to decide to let this system go. It's almost like it's going to be a choice to work and have to make money to pay your bills or make a decision. This system should not be in place. So when I heard that lady talking about boycotting Target, brown women boycotting Target because of DEI, like, no, you got to go beyond boycotting Target and Walmart. You got to boycott this whole system because this whole system is against nature. Anytime you have to decide whether you want to stay with a company and you can't even bury your mother because you have to deal with a company that might fire you, that already let you know that this whole system is against nature. We've been taken away from nature a long time ago. We've been taken away from nature a long time ago. And you have to decide what's going to be more important, continuing to play the game with this system or go back to nature. It's time to decide. So no, I don't think that company was wrong for letting her go, because it's a business and it's time to understand that this is a business. But I want to say this though. Here's what I want to say though. She said that she saw red when she saw this text. She said that she saw red, and I would see red too. I would see red too, because I'm a person with a soul. And when you have a soul, stuff like that bothers you when you have a soul. But you got to understand, the people that run these businesses, a lot of that run these businesses, they don't have that light in them. They do not have a light in them. They're all about the money. They do not have that light. They don't get it. They don't get it. And you probably chose to come here as a soul and probably forgot why you chose to come here. You chose to come here as a light and forgot why you chose to come here. And then maybe not. Some people didn't. But she said when that person sent that message saying that this isn't working out for us, that we're going to have to let you go, because she needed 2 or 3 more days to get things set up with her mother after her mother's passing, because she's the only one that's able to do it. And when she said she saw red, then after that, she went with the, I guess what you're supposed to say. So she say, if something like this happens to you, and if you happen to lose somebody you love, like your mother, I hope that people will show you more compassion than you showed me. I would hope that you are shown more compassion than what you have shown me. And, people have a right to how they feel, but I disagree. And I don't disagree with her because that's how she feels. I disagree on how I would react if somebody did that to me. I won't wish them compassion. See, no, And it's not even about me being, upset and resentful or being unforgiving. It has nothing to do with unforgiveness for me. People need to know how they treat other folks. And that's why I disagree with. So if this person chose not to show her compassion, say, I'm sorry about what happened to your mother, but at the end of the day, this is a business. That sounded terrible to say. I'm sorry about what happened to your mother, but at the end of the day, this is a business. That was cold as hell. That was cold as ice. That was cold as ice. And I don't wish that person well. I don't. And it's not because I would be angry at them. It's because they need to know how they treat other people. They need to know that. They need to know. So no, like she said that, she hopes that if something like that happens to this person that sent that text to her, she said that she would hope that if something like that happens to them, that somebody shows them compassion. I don't hope that for them. I wish the worst for them. And it's not because I want revenge. It's because you need to know how you're treating other folks. And how better to know how you're treating other people, what better way than for it to happen to you? The same lack of compassion that you show for somebody else needs to come to you. And that's how you're going to know how you treat it. How else are people supposed to learn a lesson? See, I don't wish, listen. If you're doing something causing all kinds of harm to somebody else or doing all this stuff to somebody else, especially if you know better, and even if you don't know better, sometimes it needs to happen back to you so you can understand how you treated somebody else. Now, some people don't have the capacity, even if it was to happen to them. Some people are completely what you would call demon possessed, to the point where they are so messed up that they not even in control of themselves. Okay. That person, that's a different type of entity. They are so possessed, like that man Legion, the guy that was possessed by all those different demons, and they call themselves Legion because we are many. And that guy did not have control. Jesus had to deliver him. Okay, I'm talking about the story. Jesus had to deliver him, and it was these demons were cast into 20,000 pigs. That's how many. That's how many. That's how suppressed that this man was by those demons. That Jesus cast all those demons out into 20 pigs, and the 20 pigs chose to go jump off into a waterfall or something like that. Okay. So in that case, these people they can't help it. They are so possessed that they have no control over themselves. But the guy said, "Help me." So he had enough sense to know that he didn't want to be in that state, and he said, "Help me." Okay, he knew he needed a serious exorcism. But I'm talking about people who they have the ability to do better. Like they have the ability to do better, and they choose not to. I don't wish them well. I don't wish them well. I wish on them exactly how they treated somebody else. When they are able to do better and they know they can do better and they choose not to do better, I don't wish them well. I don't wish them well. I wish upon them exactly how they treated somebody else. That's what I wish. Because how else are people supposed to learn? How else are people supposed to learn a lesson? How else are they going to know how to treat somebody else if it's not happening right back to them? Okay. I'm not going to stay here long. I just felt like talking briefly. I'm just stretching. Excuse me. I'm just stretching. Ooh. But anyway, yeah. I'm going to get into more talks about the Gnostic Bible. I'm just not really getting into the Gnostic Bible. You know what? My religion is the truth. My religion is the truth. I don't want nothing else but the truth at this point. Because everything has been a lie, and it's time to stop living a lie. It's time to stop being okay with a lie. Why is it that they don't want people to know the truth? They don't want you to be on the vibration of the truth. Why is that? And anytime somebody have any kind of channel where they are telling the truth, they cannot get monetized, or they get blocked, they get shadow banned. Why is that? They don't want you vibrating on the frequency of the truth. They don't want you vibrating on that frequency. And so for that reason, and if you're not vibrating on, if they don't want the truth, that lets you know that this is not nature. Anytime you have a group of entities that's running things and they try to suppress the truth, that lets you know that this right here is not nature. That means that you've been taken away from nature. Okay. And that's a problem. But anyway, I just felt like talking briefly about that. And anyway, so yeah, I'm going to be discussing the Gnostic Bible a lot more. But I'm going to tell you something. That's the whole thing with Sophia, which is really Isis. The story about Isis and this other creator god of the Aeon, that particular world was not even supposed to be taking place. Isis went along with that particular god to help them create that world, which wasn't even supposed to happen. And so when Isis, Sophia, whichever one you choose to call her, gave birth to an entity and created what we call this hell realm right here. And is jealous of anybody with a light. But anyway, that is it. I'm reading. I only cared about who was going to pick up her shift. Yeah, no, they can't have compassion. You can't have a compassion when you're running a business. You know, you can have compassion, but at the same time, like, look at this system. That's just why I can't get into boycotting one business like a Target or boycotting a Walmart no, you got to boycott this whole thing. This whole system needs to be taken down. Because like at the end of the day, like if you run a business, the business have to be run. We're in a, it's like, that's why I can't run a business. because you can't agree to this kind of system where it's runs about checks and balances and capitalism. Like you cannot run a business in this kind of system and then at the same time have a whole lot of compassion. You basically you can't have a soul. You cannot have a soul. Because when you have a soul, you have compassion. But then having compassion means that you can't keep up with this world. You can't run a business in this world. So this system needs to go. It's time to get back to nature. Okay, it's time to get back to nature. But anyway, it's time for me to get ready to go. I just felt like talking briefly, and I would talk to you guys later. Okay.